That was like such a shitty snap on my end.
No, it's not a big deal.
You can see the recording, but
It just looks shitty.
yeah, like it's like a tiny little baby dick shit.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, you'd be alright.
It's not.
If a girl can take 3-inch penetration, then you'll
And
be
achieve
fine with
orgasm.
that baby dick
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to the Thinking Out Loud show. Sorry, let me try that again.
There it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Thinking Out Loud show. I am one of your hosts. Let me try that again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, everybody, to the Thinking Out Loud show. I know we haven't been on the air for a little bit, but we are back, and I have a lot to talk about.
Look, we got a life, so
Yeah, I decided to take a break from my mental health to come back.
there it is. Simone Biles.
Simone Biles, yes. Nobody watches the fucking Olympics. Before we get going, like, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, no, I actually agree with
Nobody
that.
watches the
like
fucking
all
Olympics.
I did to watch the Olympics, because I mean, I didn't watch the Olympics, but I would always watch the highlights of the shit I cared about. By the way, USA men's 100 meter, you fucking suck. How do you get 6th place when we create nothing but athletes? Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Look, I gotta fire off a lot of shit because I was gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'll talk a little bit about it, and then we'll jump into everything else. Well, there's so much I want to talk about because so much happened in the past 2 weeks. I wrote a bunch of shit down, and Nick knows that I don't write shit down ever.
He doesn't
I
write
don't
jack shit down.
So I want to start off by
Like ever. Like I'm like, bro, write down you need to do like your specific task today. And he's like, I got it, I'll remember. And then I'll call him at like, like the end of the night, like I'm his fucking mom or some shit. And I'm like, did you do your task today, David? And he's like, yeah, I got like 2 of them done. And I'm like, see, this is why you write shit down. Cross it off and you just get right back to it.
Exactly. Hey,
Simple.
I'm so bad at it. I could have been I'm a genius, but I don't write shit down. I just want to say, like, first of all, that scumbag piece of shit, Governor Cuomo, resigned today. The former governor of New York, right? He's handing in his resignation. He gave in his 2 weeks today. Right, if you guys remember, I just want to start off right off the bat. That motherfucker all last year talking about, I am the leader of this New York City, of New York, right? He's like taking charge, underreporting the nursing home numbers by 50% and shit, putting old people back into their homes while they were all sick. So yeah, that fucking piece of shit scumbag. Good riddance. All right.
Yeah. Didn't he just get a sexual allegation too?
Shit, bro, that motherfucker literally grabbed some titty. Bro, he went under this woman's blouse.
Yikes.
And got a squeeze in. What the fuck kind of shit is that, dog?
For what?
For what?
For what?
Bro,
I've never looked
never
at
wanna
like
grab a titty?
I've never looked at such like voluptuous like breasts and been like, yo, this shit is worth going to voluptuous.
Your girl's listening like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I've never looked at breasts like that and been like, yo, this is worth going to jail for.
Dog,
Like it for non-consensual.
If you're gonna grab some titty, make sure she says it's okay.
There should be like a rape questionnaire that we give like
At work?
like horny kids or at work or
Not
whatever.
Kids, not kids.
No,
Adults.
like kids too, because they grow up with this idea that it's okay to do this.
All right,
Teenagers,
good
teenagers.
segue. Good
Teenagers.
segue into motherfuckers who want to make porn for children.
Wait, what?
Exactly. Why? What the fuck is wrong with people? It's because they're like, oh, with all this technology and shit, you don't know what the fuck kids are watching. It's like, what the fuck? Like, what?
Wait, they want to make porn for teenagers?
They want to make child appropriate pornography so that they can watch it and understand. I don't know. I can't even.
How do you
explain
even
it.
make child appropriate pornography?
Exactly.
Like, do you?
Oh, you know who?
Do you like find a fucking 13-year-old and be like, yo, like, do you want to be a porn star? And he's just like, yeah, fuck
No,
it.
okay. Do you ever
Full
watch?
send.
That's funny because there was a show on MTV for a while. That guy who had that big ass dick, and he was known all around school because he had a big ass dick. The MTV show. What was his fucking name? He was he was a fucking nerd with a huge dick, and like everyone in high school knew he had a huge dick, and that was the whole premise of the show, right? That he had this huge dick and he had a crush on this girl who didn't like him, but didn't realize he had a huge dick. Like, that was the whole premise of the show. I swear, dude.
What the fuck do you be watching,
Bro, what the fuck was it called? Anyways, like a good segue from
like the only thing I think about schools like that, like shows, is like Degrassi, or I think Ned's Declassified. I don't know what the fuck
Ned's
you be
Declassified.
watching.
What is that? Ned's
It's a
Declassified.
survival guide on how to survive school for like middle schoolers.
No.
High schoolers.
That's not it. That's not it.
That's what I'm saying. What the fuck do you be watching?
It was some show, bro. One of you fools watching knows what I'm talking about. Look, that's a good segue into people who own iPhones.
If you know what he's talking about, please put it in the comment
Yeah,
section,
you know
because
what
I
I'm
don't
talking
believe this is a real show.
It's a real show. And so here's the next.
Maybe this is like something you thought up in your mind when you were like,
Dude, if like
dreaming,
if
and
I'm
you were
having,
like,
some Berenstain Bears, like Deja Vu, Butterfly
yeah.
Effect, fuck.
No, I feel like you were creating this like story
Uh-huh.
in your mind, and then you're like, yo, this
That's
is
me.
my show. And so this was your thought
I mean, it's
process.
pretty. Like, there's a couple shows where I think I'm like, man, the people who create this are like fantasizing about the shit they wanted to do in high school but didn't get to do.
Oh yeah,
Right? 'Cause,
definitely.
like that show on
Definitely.
Netflix, Never Have I Ever. Right, it's kind of like New Girl. That's like what fools in their 40s and 50s wanted to do in their early 20s and 30s, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
Like, that's how they write that shit. So
Well, I mean, Friends was the same way though.
Friends is, yeah, because it's supposed to be young cats, you know, in the middle of their like adult transitioning period into their careers and shit.
Yeah.
Like this one show, Never Have I Ever, on Netflix. I thought that show was cool. I'll bring it up later. But I wanted to segue
Never seen
earlier
it.
into like Apple using your phone to scan for child pornography and shit. This is exactly what's happening. Like,
Yeah. Real quick,
Yeah.
I also heard that Apple made an update where you can now open your Face ID, like unlock your phone, through a mask.
yeah, no, it's
What?
Yeah, because China is developing. Because China is way ahead of the game right now. Like, they've developed facial recognition systems that can identify you just by the fucking amount of times you blink in a fucking day. Shit you not. Like, they look at
That
your
is
irises,
nuts.
bro. It is fucking nuts, dog. It's
So,
so nuts.
so this is my biggest concern, right? Let's say you update your phone, and you know, at some point you commit a crime.
Okay, you commit a crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they can just identify you based on that now.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
you don't, like, a mask doesn't cover your identity anymore.
That shit doesn't.
Not to say that, you know, we're out here in the streets committing crimes. I'm just saying, like,
Hood rat shit.
that's weird as fuck to me.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that people are, like, okay with it. Like, I was talking to my coworker, and she was like, yeah, I'm going to update my phone when I get home because of that. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm never updating my phone if it can do that.
Bro, here's the thing. Apple said, this is verbatim.
It's fucking weird.
If someone in your family iPhone plan of ecosystems, whatever the fuck, is sexting, let's say one of your like teenage daughters is sexting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're talking 17-year-olds, right? Because some ages of consent, 17, 18, right, in some states, right?
Yeah.
And we're just talking about the U.S., right? Let's just give it some thought.
I mean, I think we started sexting at, like, what, like 13, 14?
Okay,
Somewhere
here
around
you
there.
go. Now look,
Not sending. I
this is
never
what's gonna
sent
happen.
nudes,
Apple.
but-
Okay, so Apple will go through your phone,
Yeah.
scan for all inappropriate messages for what they would deem, like, if you're whatever they deem appropriate for your age,
Right.
they're gonna scan it. They're gonna then send it to somebody, a real person somewhere at Apple that they hired. They're gonna figure it out, and they're gonna be like, okay, yeah, this is inappropriate. This is child abuse or whatever. Then they not only report it to the police, but they also tell your parents, right? So your parents will get a notification on their phone saying that, oh, your kid is sexting.
See, but okay,
Okay,
so
but
here-
here's the big
yeah,
issue.
yeah,
Here's
go
the
on,
biggest
go
issue.
on.
If they can scan for your photos, they can scan for anything. And this is just the United States, to be clear. Imagine if they implement this in a country where gay people have no rights, where it's
Yeah.
illegal to be gay. Or maybe we're a place where if you say anything bad about the government, you could get in trouble because they do this. They already do this in China. They go through your. They don't have WhatsApp over there. They have their own like version of Google and WhatsApp or whatever. But
Right.
over there, like, basically, like, if you said something bad about the government, they'll go through your messages. They'll scan them and be like, "Yo, you said this about the government the other week. Like, why are you saying that? Like, are you a domestic terrorist?" It's like, what excuse do you give them? If you remember back in 2015, the FBI tried to get into the iPhone.
Yeah.
They said no. Apple said what stays on your iPhone, what happens on your iPhone stays on your
Stays
iPhone.
on your iPhone.
But now they're
So
saying
what has changed?
domestic terrorism has changed.
Interesting.
Child abuse. You want to catch the pedophiles, don't you?
Yeah.
Fuck the pedophiles. Fuck them all.
For sure.
But
I'd
at
agree
what
with that.
cost, dog? You want to scan my phone? You want to scan my photos? I'm not a terrorist. I'm not saying I have nothing to hide. But then what's the point of privacy? You know what I mean? Like,
That's what
yeah,
I was gonna
like,
say.
there's a difference between secrecy and
See,
privacy.
that's
Go,
such a
go.
that's such a fine
I just went
line,
off,
though.
go.
Like, 'cause you're right. We always want to, make sure that these people that have a little bit of not even a little bit, a really fucked up mind that are into child pornography or, like the way that children look. There's reasons that people want them dead. Like, there's some sick motherfuckers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like what you're saying. Like, where the fuck does this stop, though?
Yeah, where does it fucking stop? It's a
You know?
slippery fucking slope because think about it.
That's crazy.
Let's say, like, it's just
You gotta like put this article in like the description or some shit.
Yeah,
There's
look-
got to be more
look.
more
If you
to
look,
this.
and then this is one of many things going on. I swear to fucking God, this was the biggest thing that was angering me the whole 3 weeks that I was gone, that I hadn't seen Nick. God, this was pissing me off so much. I just had so much to say, guys. I'm thinking about maybe, look, this is what I was going to say. Mainstream media is not doing their goddamn job because I tried watching it 2 nights in a row just to see, okay, are they doing their job? Okay, I watched like CNBC and NBC nightly news coverage or whatever. They dedicated like about 45 minutes of each of each show, nightly news show, to just corona, vaccine, pandemic. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Because the next thing I know, because I keep up, I use independent media to keep up with everything else going on in the world. One of the biggest things was, like, if you aren't aware, the Frito-Lay company, right?
Yeah.
Their workers were on strike because they were being paid slave labor wages and they were being kept in for forced overtime for months. People would go months without taking a day off, bro. I'm talking about, like, they would clock out for their shift only for them to be clocking back in maybe an hour or two later for forced overtime. For them to rack up any kind of paid leave, you had to spend points. You got 1 point for every 30 days of work you didn't miss. What the fuck is that? Bro,
leave the job.
They had to. Okay, but here's the biggest issue. In this damn country, I love it so much. One of the biggest problems is that we have no public option for healthcare. So the moment you leave your job, your healthcare goes
Your
with it.
benefits. Yeah, that's
Bro,
fair.
that's so fucked up. Because you know what fucking brought me to fucking tears? Is this guy, right? This guy used to work he dedicated his life after he got out of the fucking Navy or the Air
Right.
Force, right? He got electrocuted on the job by pressing one of those buttons that you do at the garage bay doors. Electrocuted him and displaced 2 of his discs in his back, which were causing to pinch a nerve, right? When he
If you've ever had a pinched nerve, you know
Okay.
how painful that is.
Okay, so this is what happens next. He's like, okay, the company has to take him to the hospital. They drive 45 minutes out, passing 3 hospitals because they had signed a contract with their own provider, right? Because they provide your health insurance.
Right.
So they drove 45 minutes before they got to a hospital, right? His caretaker, not his primary, but the one that they gave him, then tells him he's going to need surgery. He's going to need to, do certain things to make it easier for him to walk around and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, this is not his primary caregiver. All while this is happening, he still has to go to work. Okay? He's injured,
What?
has to go to work because Frito-Lay said, we're not going to help you out. So here's not
But
even this is not even the
didn't
bad
he
part.
get injured on the job?
Exactly. 2 months
that work?
2 months go by, he finally gets to see his primary caregiver. He gets some actual good results from his primary caregiver. Come to find out that the 2 discs that were pinching that nerve, any sudden labor would have paralyzed him from the neck down.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense.
So
for sure.
So
Do
there
you know exactly what disc they were?
it was I don't know the exact ones, but they were up in upper back.
I don't remember if those are the C's or the T's. I think it's like C.
Bro, it was so bad.
No,
Frito-Lay
C3
Would
C3 to
not-
C5. I remember. If I don't think I remember.
Frito-Lay
correctly,
would
but yeah.
not accommodate him. They
Holy
wouldn't
shit.
buy him a chair to make him more comfortable. They didn't even consider the fact that maybe, he needs to take a position at the company where he's doing less physical labor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, during those 2 months, Frito-Lay had been spying on his family to prove that he wasn't injured. Bro, he shows off all of his accomplishments at the company. He's got all these certificates, all these Employee of the Month awards. It's like the person you would least expect to get any kind of treatment is this man. Any kind of special treatment at the very least. Because he was already hurting. He started breaking down because he couldn't pay his bills. Let me make something clear if you aren't aware. In the United States, more people go bankrupt over... The number one reason people go bankrupt in the United States is medical bills.
Yeah.
He said he ran out of money, that he had to start taking money out of his daughter's piggy bank. Right? I was like, what the fuck is that?
Making me depressed.
Dog, it's not even the most depressing issue in the country right now. We're moving on from that because this is just America. Your asses are so desensitized to like the shit that we see on the news. Like, you don't give a fuck. The fourth wave is coming, guys. The fourth wave.
Oh, it's here.
It's here, B.
COVID is
The
very,
fourth
very well
wave,
here.
dog.
I
Look,
swear I've had COVID for the last week and a half probably. And I've gotten tested multiple times and they're like, you don't have shit. I'm like, then why the fuck am I so sick?
no,
I can count on my
it's
hands.
the temperature change. Tienes gripa, güey. Ponte Savila, the Vicks.
Bro, I put the Vicks.
You're Mexican,
I put the
dog.
Vicks.
You'll be fine.
I do saltwater gargle, everything. Like, don't play me. I notice.
Yeah, no. And here's the thing.
Everywhere.
Bro, and then here's another like epidemic.
And I'm vaccinated, by the way.
Pandemic.
He's not.
Yeah,
So
I'm
if
not-
he gets COVID, he's dying.
I'm dying, yeah. So cherish these moments we have together, people. What I'm saying is the eviction moratorium ended
Mm-hmm.
on the 31st of July. President Biden was like sitting on his hands about this. I'm just going to gloss over it. Basically, we extended the eviction moratorium for another 60 days, but that shit lapsed. How are you going to let a program that is supposed to defend this sort of upper middle class, kind of middle, like whatever middle class is left of the people who own property, who rent it out? Like, the landlords are not the bad guys yet. All this moratorium is doing is just piling up. They all have to pay it back eventually.
Right.
Cori Bush, if you don't know who that is, she's a representative of somewhere. I forgot exactly where. She used to be homeless. She was protesting out on the Capitol steps. And that kind of shit is the kind of stuff that we like to see from our politicians, really getting down and dirty, because we don't have regular people in our chambers of Congress and Senate and House because they're all over fucking 65. The eviction moratorium saved 15 million people from being homeless, right? But it's not the solution. Student debt. Do you have any student debt?
Negative. I've been very privileged.
From what I
not
know,
have
student
any.
debt is... That's good. From what I know, student debt is a matter of indentured servitude. You get loans, you have to pay them back. There's no such thing as defaulting or bankrupting. Those loans are tied to your life. Even if you pass away, that debt stays with you.
See, like, this just makes... Like, I get it. It just
Are you
makes
really
no
free? Go off, son.
sense.
Go off.
Education should be free. It really should.
Up to what extent? Up to what level?
Any.
Any? No.
Any.
Relax. We're not.
No,
my
I
lawyers
think-
and doctors, bro. No, those motherfuckers need to bust their ass off because I don't want a shitty lawyer or a shitty doctor.
Yeah, but... Okay, that's fair. Right, like, at the end of the day, you get what you pay for, and that's why we have our economic system and why, the 1% can afford the best care or whatever. But also at the same time, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why do I have to go to a 10, 11-hour labor job and make less money than you do? And that's based on what? Solely education, no?
Not just education. It's based on like just
The majority of the time it is.
Yeah,
The
and
majority,
in the
not
economic
always.
fairness. Like, I'm no fucking expert on monetary policy, but I'll tell you one thing though. It doesn't make sense to me that like there are people who can't like have the freedom to leave their job to go
Right.
pursue some other endeavor that might actually make them happy without having to lose all the benefits that their company gives them. Like, it's like the risk of saying, okay, if I leave my job, I'm gonna lose my benefits, and then I have to figure out a way to make sure I don't get sick or hurt or whatever. It's like, fuck, like your risk is like your level of risk taking kind of just lowers, and you feel less confident in yourself. You're like, well, you start to identify with your job, and you leave your job, then you're not gonna know what the fuck to do with your life. It's sad. It sucks.
So I think so. I agree with you 100%. I think that we should have benefits even if we don't have a job or whatever, right? But also at the same time, it's like when you go to your job, let's say you start at the bottom. If you're still at that bottom spot 2 years later, like what have you been doing? You know, are you just going to work to go to work every day and get a paycheck? Like when you go to a job, your mindset should be, I'm trying to level up in this amount of months, because with getting a higher job at that job, or not higher job, a higher position at that job, you would improve your benefits, correct?
Yeah.
And the more improved benefits you have, or the higher position that you have, you can use that on your resume for if you're not enjoying your job anymore, you move to another job. And hopefully, you know, during that interview, one of the biggest things I've never heard in interview questions for whatever reason, nobody ever asked, what are your benefits, you know, for this position? They never asked that.
Cause it's like,
but you should really, like, if you're actually concerned about, you know, your health, your dental, you should.
Look, and that's another issue. It's like, if those benefits don't come with the job, does the job pay enough for you to afford your own benefits?
No.
Exactly. And then why?
But many jobs don't pay enough to afford your own benefits, because if you have to afford your own benefits with no insurance,
well, then
you're going to go fucking broke.
Exactly. So it sucks, bro. Like,
it's a catch-22.
It's a catch-22.
That is also why insurance has excelled for so many years. The same with real estate. Like, it's something that is a mandatory thing that you need as a citizen, or not even as a person, in mainly the United States, but other places too. But then again, there's also other places that as soon as you're born, you know, you have a set
amount of benefits.
Yeah, you have a set amount of benefits. Yeah. Or you have what is it, Switzerland, where they give you like 6 months maternal
leave. Yeah.
Yeah. See, like, what?
Yeah.
Like, imagine that.
Beautiful. Like,
why is it in the U.S. where we're just like, nah, just nah,
let's just nah.
It's like, I used to tell this to my parents all the time when they would say something to me, and I wouldn't necessarily agree with them, but I would understand where they're coming from, but I would also kind of be annoyed. So I'd be like, I feel you, but nah. You know what I mean? And that's basically what we hear when it's like, well, I need this for this. You know, like, why would I want to have my teeth rot away? Why is that fair to me? You know what I mean? I'm talking about dental
because you don't have
insurance.
Yeah, and it's like,
so to me, it's like as if the fucking government or whoever controls that shit, I personally don't know, but they're just telling you, like, I feel you, but nah, like, it's natural selection. If you get a bad tooth, if your tooth dies, and then you get a toothache, and you know the bacteria builds up, and now you have cancer. Sucks to suck, because you couldn't pay for your shit.
Yeah, like,
it's crazy to me.
Yeah, and then if not, it's like one thing or the other, and then like maybe you're thinking to yourself, well, what the fuck? The government said, the news kept saying that everyone got a check, everyone got a stimmy, everybody got benefits, everyone got unemployment. Unemployment was paying like $500 a week, and let me just be clear, I fucking hate it when people say that it makes people lazy, because you just don't understand like some circumstances that people go through. So it's obvious to them that it's easier to receive unemployment benefits than it is to go to work where you're not happy. All right, so it's obvious to you, to them, but maybe not to you, because you're not a regular person, because you're like, because things have just sort of fallen into place for you, and maybe your lack of suffering makes you think that like their suffering is nothing compared to yours, because you couldn't fucking get your Starbucks, or the Starbucks at your fucking corner just ran out of your favorite fucking caramel squirt or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, with that being said, though, too, it's like, obviously not everyone is lazy when they're getting unemployment, but you know, who's to say that there isn't a vast majority of people that just take it as it is, and they're just like, yo, I just get money every week from the government, and that's what it is, you know?
Yeah. And
there are people like that. There are 100%.
People who do take advantage of the system.
But to what you're saying about like someone who's like, well, I want my Starbucks and now I can't afford my Starbucks or whatever, right? Like, there's a certain thing that you find out when you're not making enough money as you would like to, and you start to stress about rent or food or anything about that you start to realize, how do I live my lifestyle? Like, truly, how am I living my lifestyle? So you got to cut out that Starbucks. First off, that's like $6 to $7 a day.
Bro, it's like a fucking $10, 12, 13. These motherfuckers, bro, they're addicts.
Yeah.
They're addicts. You guys need help.
But this is my point, right? Like,
yes.
So you take that out and you replace that with some beans and tortillas. Now you can eat.
Yeah.
Now you can eat or something,
yeah,
right?
go learn to fucking grow a tree or some shit.
but that's the thing, right? It's really adapting to your budget and realizing, first off, if you were 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, shit, even if you're 18, whatever age mainly when your parents stop giving you money, you should start to create a budget for the lifestyle that you want to have. And that's my biggest regret, that I didn't do that up until last year. And now I know, okay, I can spend this much this week.
Just look.
Yeah, go on.
15 million people almost just got thrown out on the street. We have a huge homeless issue. You know me and the homeless issue here in LA. Like, I don't consider these fools homeless. Like, these motherfuckers build fucking apartment structures into the wall. You guys ever seen that movie, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales?
There's a homeless tent on Hollywood that went viral on Twitter the other day, and this dude's got a fucking TV inside.
That's what I'm saying. Tax these fuckers. Not all of them. There's some real people who are homeless and like are going through hard times. I feel sorry for them, but not the other fools. Because check it out. It's because it's not even funny anymore. It's just more like, okay, how do we coexist? Right, because they give them they give them bathrooms, they give them a place to wash their hands, they give them clean water. It's like, what the fuck? Go to Flint, Michigan, bro. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Go over there with that shit. Anyways, like,
how the fuck would they get to Flint, Michigan?
California used to have a program, or some other states, where they would give them bus tickets for free. They would put them on a bus and ship them off to another state for free. They would give them a little bit of cash, a bus ticket, and they're on their way. I'm not even kidding. They used to do that. They would.
I believe you. I'm just.
Yeah, no.
How do you feel about that? Do you think that's like inhumane or what?
No, it's not inhumane. It's like, it's just human trafficking, but on a legal level. And you know, I mean, if you know,
human trafficking is not a joke, by the way. We're not.
It's no. It's a. Who was the most recent? What was the most recent human trafficking story that happened?
Fuck you mean? There's so many.
That's what I'm saying. It was
Go to San Bernardino. There's one every day.
Fuck, dude.
Every fucking day.
That is a trip, dude. Yeah, no, there's.
And these people were going to like hard summer out there. You know how many people probably went missing after hard summer? Like, that shit is crazy.
So guys, look,
be aware of your surroundings. Have fucking pepper spray on you, and just, you know, try to be as safe as possible, man. There's some sick people out there. Really? Yeah.
I went to Mexico for the past 2 weeks.
Right.
And for those of you who've been watching the channel and stuff, and like you've seen my previous travel when I was in Wisconsin, that maybe you picked up on the fact that I don't like traveling. Like, I despise the act of traveling. Like, I think this idea that you're like hauling your like precious belongings with you to another place, to enjoy your time there, to like take it all in like a fucking tourist. It's like, no. Stop.
I mean, you are a tourist.
I am.
You don't live in Mexico.
I don't live in Mexico. I'm a fuck.
You may like to,
yeah,
but you don't currently.
Yeah, that's true, yes. And
or you could do, if you were rich enough,
yeah,
you can do what You can just take a luggage bag and buy all your shit over there.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, I love how you put that. If you're rich, you can literally get up and move anywhere you want.
You're not even rich. If you saved up money too, I know a friend of mine, her mother used to do that every time she travels. She still does. Shout out to you if you're watching. You know who you are.
Is she hot?
I would prefer not to answer that.
Look, what I was saying was that, like,
I don't see her in that way, but she is a beautiful woman.
you
yes.
can stop.
Well, if you're saying
She's
is
gonna
she
sue you
hot,
for harassment.
if you're saying if she's hot, then that means that you are attracted to her, correct?
I don't know if she's hot though.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see her in that way, but she's a beautiful woman.
Oh, okay. So she is hot. All right.
If you want to take it that way, sure.
So the United States infrastructure bill, we got bridges and shits collapsing. When I was in Mexico, now there's this stereotype, right, about Mexicans that know how to build shit, right? like we know how to
I don't think it's a stereotype.
Yeah, no, it's the truth. We know how to build shit, but some of us are lazy murderers and rapists, you know. The thing.
Yeah, look at this fucking Trump supporter over here.
No.
God.
Mexico is such a beautiful place. There's so many nice people. I just don't. If you don't know anybody there, don't go. You'll
Look,
go missing.
it's okay. Look, the rapists. Yeah, fuck the rapists. But like when it comes to like the murderers or whatever, right? Like you don't know the life that they've had to live. Like I'm referring more to
the
Trump was
traffickers and
referring
shit.
to the traffickers, the cartel, all that shit, right? And it's like you don't know what you got to do out there. Like I don't know what they got to do. The same way that you don't know.
I see what you're saying.
Do.
Like it's a struggle. It's a real struggle.
It's
yeah,
a
it's
struggle.
a real struggle, bro. Like
and it's like gangs here, right? Like if you grow up in a community where that shit is prominent, and you see these people getting their money, getting their shit right, or you believe they are because you're a young child and you don't know what the concept of money
that
is
happens.
at that
yes.
moment.
I do agree with you there. Like monkey see, monkey do. Like your environment affects the way you think at times. And if
Yeah.
you aren't, especially if you don't have a mentor, a father figure in your life, like someone who really can guide you and like is wise enough to understand that like they themselves were once young people.
Then they bring your ass in.
Then they bring
because they sniff you out, and then like, yo, that little guy right there, that's my kid now.
Yeah. So
and then they teach you the ropes, and you grow up as a man who's out here killing other men.
yeah.
It is what it is.
So I went to my home state, and that shit was real cool. Like, I look at all the infrastructure. I'm like, damn. Like, I love the fact that the traffickers, you know, they pave the roads.
Right.
They make sure that shit is clean. Cause, bro, like, if you're gonna traffic drugs, you want to make sure that your routes are clean, well maintained, right?
Yeah.
Bro, because these structural engineers, like, we have some very beautiful structural engineers in
Bro,
Mexico.
the fucking... Sorry, yeah, go on.
I was just going to
go
say,
on.
yeah, I went to Guadalajara, which is like the Silicon Valley of Mexico. It's like the emerging one. And I live in a small town in the surrounding area. Now,
What's the name of it?
what is the place of where I'm from?
Yeah.
It's called Atotonilco El Bajo.
There it is.
Atotonilco El Bajo.
If he's not ever on for 2 weeks, you know where
Just
to
know
find
where
him.
I'm at. Yeah, I'm with family. So check it.
And when we're famous, just please don't be coming up to us. Like,
Don't be coming up to us.
you know, like, I mean, look, you can ask for a picture and shit, but if I'm like with this guy and where do you stay?
In Mexico, you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, no, we won't be bothered by anybody over there.
No, I got to hear the name
Oh,
of it.
Atotonilco El Bajo.
El Totonico El Abajo.
Atotonil.
No.
Nil. Like N-I-L?
El Totonil.
Co.
El Totonilco El Abajo.
No, El Bajo.
El Bajo.
Yeah.
It's El Abajo.
No, it's
Isn't that like...
El Bajo.
Gotcha.
It's like
Okay.
on the lower end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's another Atotonilco, but this one's El Bajo.
So, actually, if you see us out there, buy us a drink. You know, we love tequila.
I brought back
Yeah,
a lot of tequila. I won't say how much I brought, but I think I told you how much I brought.
You did not tell me how much.
I'll
you
just
brought.
say how much I brought. I brought,
Incriminate yourself
I brought-
right the fuck now.
I brought 15 bottles back.
God damn.
15. 4 mezcal and the rest 11 tequila.
Poker night's gonna be fun.
The infrastructure over there scares me because everything seems like it's holding on by a fucking thread. Right?
It's not Miami.
It's not Miami. No.
It's not Miami.
But
dude.
like as I was
Fuck.
traveling with my family, we were crossing these giant bridges over these giant mountain ranges.
Uh-huh.
The whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, I'm gonna.
What if it collapses?
Yeah, what if it just collapses? Like, I'm fucking pissed.
Okay, but I think everybody thinks that when they drive over a bridge. Like even the Golden State Bridge, one of the most prominent bridges. People drive over it all the time. I think that shit every time I'm on it.
Same.
It's like,
here's the
this
thing.
shit is finna collapse right now. This is some Final Destination right here. This is it.
There was a moment where like, because there's a lot of highways over there with only like 2 lanes. So like you get stuck up front, you're just gonna be stuck in line for a day. We were driving back from the coast, and there's this huge backup, bro. Huge backup, and along the backup, there's a backup along the bridge. I'm like, fuck this. We're not getting stuck on the bridge. Bro, one of my cousins who was driving decided to just say fuck it, because we saw some people, bro, cut the line. Dude, some people would just drive. They drove like about 2 kilometers.
You know what we call those?
What?
Locals. Because they know. They don't fuck around.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, you tell me some shit. I live here, bro. Shut up.
Yeah, that shit was.
You a tourist.
I was like, damn, like this infrastructure is insane. Like, basically.
You've never been to Hawaii, huh?
Nah.
Dude. In Hawaii, on the road to Oahu, which is like their biggest like
resort.
No. It's
volcano?
like not the volcano. It's the waterfalls. I'm pretty sure it's called. No, it's called the Road to Hana. My bad. It's called the Road to Hana. It's where all the what did I say? Waterfalls. Where all the waterfalls are. There's one part where there's a bridge. And before the bridge, it loops around on like a curve, and you're basically looking over like the edge of cliffs, essentially. And the locals don't give a fuck. They just go in like that, but everybody else is like right on like the rock, like trying not to like scrape up their cars and shit. And people get stuck, and when people get stuck, the locals have to like get out their cars and start yelling at people, guiding them. That shit is crazy.
Yeah,
it's a great time if you've never been. The Road to Hana. It's fucking gorgeous. I stopped at this place where they had like Hawaiian barbecue ribs. So good, but oh my god, I had to yak so nasty at the end of the day.
So they weren't good.
Nasty. No, they were delicious. But they didn't do well in my stomach because you're adapting to new food.
It's Hawaii.
So what?
It's not fucking Mexico, which is funny because that actually happened.
I heard that shit goes right through you in Mexico, and that's exactly how I felt in Hawaii.
The first 2 days, I thought to myself, this is the greatest cleanse I've ever had. I was just like, everything I ate, it was like 30 minutes later, I'm like, oh, fuck.
My man said, fuck creation, fuck press juicery. This is
dude, yeah, if you need to get a cleanse, go to Mexico, just eat some street food, and then wait an hour. Bruh. It took me like 3 days to get acclimated to the food.
Yeah.
I'm Mexican, and normally, like, spicy food doesn't get me, but over there, spicy is on another level. Spicy over there is like what you consider here to be fucking spicy, right?
Damn. So you blew out your ass.
Bro, I wish I... Look, what I was saying was like, I loved it over there. It was really nice.
What was your favorite meal?
Well, the traditional meals over there are birria, barbacoa, maíz, chilaquiles, and frijoles. Right, like those are the main things. I went to the oldest birria in existence. It's been around for over 70 years, apparently.
Wow.
It's called Birria La Victoria. I saw it on a Munchies video because my cousin and I were just driving around, and we drove into the city. And I was like, hey, dude, we should just like totally do those things that people do where they're like, they go to one of those famous places they see on TV or on YouTube and shit.
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. And I was just like, oh, look, there's this birria, which is the oldest birria in Guadalajara.
Right.
And it did not diss a fucking point. It was fucking delicious, bro. Shout out to Birria La Victoria, bro. If we ever go to Guadalajara, which in the future we will, that place, really good. But honestly, like, okay, here, this is another good segue.
How was the consomme? Was it like spicy or was it like...
No, it was perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. When you go to Mexico, do not dine out at restaurants. Do not fucking dine out. Because I had the worst fucking experience of dining out.
Oh, because the waiters don't come around enough? Or
bro,
what?
I ordered a fucking... Okay, like, this is my fault. All right, I'm going to admit it right now. I admitted to ordering a ribeye, the juiciest cut of the cow.
Yeah.
I ordered a ribeye. I'm like, they asked me how I wanted it. Over there, their levels of, like, cookedness are different. They're, like, a little varied, right? I asked for mine's medium. Well-ish.
Yeah.
Bro, that shit was still beating when I got it.
Yeah.
Bro, no. I was just like, yo.
That's how you eat steak, you dumb motherfucker.
No. What I'm saying is they didn't cook it properly because when you cook meat, guys, you got to make sure you let the meat, if it's in the freezer, let it thaw. Right? You have to let it, you don't cook it while it's still cold because then the middle of it's not going to cook properly.
That's true.
I could tell that they didn't properly thaw it out. My stupid ass thinking, oh, I'm going to order a ribeye because we're in the land of Mexico and like there's no FDA here, so that shit better be fire. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I swear to God, bro, I had never been so embarrassed to say I need to send this back. Because I sent it back and I was not happy with it. None of the plates we ordered were good. Nothing was good. Like, it was this high-end restaurant. I forgot the name. I was so upset because I'm like, this is giving Mexicans a bad name. This is such a fucking tourist spot.
Why would you order a ribeye when you're in Mexico?
Because we were driving to.
And you were in Guadalajara at this point?
No, we went to Colima in Cuyutlan, which is by the coast, 2 hours from where my hometown
So you're
is.
by the coast and you didn't get mariscos.
No, this is what happened.
You're a dumb
no, listen.
Nah,
You're
no
I said we went to a
excuse.
restaurant, a fine dining restaurant.
So what?
Dude, this is the problem.
They had no mariscos? Or fish?
They
You're
did.
lying.
No, okay.
You're lying.
Listen. How do I compare this? Okay. Where do you
Man
go?
Went to a restaurant near the coast and got steak. Somebody please make the...
It was okay, not near the coast. It was like 40 minutes out from the coast because
All right.
look, check it. Look, this is how I compare it to. Why would you go to a fucking steakhouse and order chicken? No.
They do it really
Okay,
well.
sorry.
That's why.
Fuck, what's a good example? Fuck.
I mean,
It's like going to Cheesecake Factory and ordering lobster. Flan. Yeah, Mexican food. Like, you're going to the Cheesecake Factory. You're not getting an authentic Mexican experience or a Mexican food.
the cheesecake, or not the flan from Cheesecake is actually really fire. If you haven't had
I
it.
haven't had it, actually. What I'm saying, what was this? We should just go eat at the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, you got money.
I thought that place was pretty cheap.
Say, look, this is my budget, sir. This is what we were
Actually,
talking
I don't go to
about
the Cheesecake
earlier.
Factory anymore because that shit is whatever. Anyways,
Shit's boo.
but the fucking food was terrible. I felt so fucking horrible because my aunt and uncle, right? They paid for the dinner, but the issue was that like the service was not good. The food was trash, and
Well, okay, look. Well, the service in areas where it's very family oriented,
Mhm.
essentially, like Greece, Israel, Mexico, I'd say even Texas as well. A bunch of places, right? But the point is, they want you to communicate with your family, because when you go out in places like that, it's like you're going out to have a good time with your family, not to eat. You're not going out to eat. Like, you will eat, but it's more of you're going out to have that hospitality around you. So they give you so much time. And when you're American and you don't do that shit with your family, like, you know, you get your food, you munch, you're talking, whatever. But those places, like, they do not give you good service because of the fact that it's not even packed. Like, it won't even be packed like
dude,
that.
it was empty.
Exactly.
It was empty.
It's empty.
It was
But
fucking
it's
empty,
just
and they
more
still
of like
fucked up the food.
they want you to have a good time in your environment, and if they see you're having a good time, like you're taking shots or you're drinking or you're just yapping it up, they take that as a sign like, okay, they're having a great time. They don't need food right now.
Bro, nah, it wasn't even.
And then when you order the fucking food, you still, like, appetizers take at least like 15 minutes to come and shit. And you're
Yeah,
like,
no, dude,
how the fuck?
we got there
It's
late.
An appetizer.
My uncle and aunt ordered appetizers, and we got there like 20 minutes late.
Yeah.
They still had not received them.
There's my
Another
point.
another 10 minutes go by, still don't receive them. Like, what the fuck?
I know what the fuck I'm talking
Exactly.
about.
Yeah, you're
Trust
right.
me.
Yeah, because
Like,
you used to wait. You know,
I've been a
yeah,
waiter.
you've been-
You know what I mean? Like, I know how it goes. I'm a good waiter though. Like, I be on your ass. Like, I'll be right there if you're like,
It's the
oh, I
Mexican
need
in
a
you,
fork or
yeah.
some shit.
Yeah.
Like, I am right there
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah,
Do not
it's a matter
worry.
of, yeah, dude, it was insane how bad it was. I honestly could not believe it. Like, we did go. I do like the place I go eat mariscos with them. It's just
Yeah.
you just go to it's like at the beach, and it's just a whole line of different. It's literally they all serve the same food. They all serve the same food,
Mm-hmm.
just fucking different owners. right? It's literally they all serve the same food. It's just different owners. Anyways, you know, and it was a 2-hour drive there and back. This was great. I had a good time. Bucks and six, right? That shit was insane.
Oh yeah, I called that.
Bucks and six, right?
Just
My
so
cousin,
everyone
if you're
knows,
watching this,
I called that shit.
that shit was jokes, bro. My cousin, we had a good time. We didn't get fucked up. He got fucked up. He was like, we were like Bucks and six playing Rage Cage, right?
Yeah.
It was so much fun. I had actually not played that game before like that, right? Where you bounce the ball into the cup.
You've never played Rage Cage?
Never, dude.
Bro, you get so fucked up.
You get so fucked up fast. It was so fun.
It was the number one party game after like BP, like beer pong, should be played later on in the night when everybody's
it's a
chilling.
much chill, yeah.
But when Rage Cage is going down, everybody should be coming in that shit because that shit is fun. Rage Cage, Flip Cup.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not even a partier like that anymore. But y'all know the vibes. You know the vibes. Go on TikTok. You'll find some shit.
Yeah, my
play.
fag of a cousin, that dude was hilarious, bro. It was like, bro, he grabbed a shot and I forgot like a beer, and
Yeah.
he was just like, we were just all by the poolside. I'll show you the video of where we were right now, and I was like, he was like, hey, fuck it. Bucks had just finished the game, right? They had just won. He was like, fuck it, Bucks and six, bro. Takes both the beer and the shot, and they go up his nose.
Oh, that sucks.
Bro,
That shit burns. I've had that happen.
Bro, he immediately just like spits it all out, and we're all confused. And we're like, "What happened?" He's like, "I got it in my nose." Bro, it was hilarious.
It's sinuses. It goes down the nose canal into the mouth.
It was a real chill
Nasty.
time. The fucking mosquitoes, bro.
By the way, can we talk about this real quick? Because you said Bucks and six.
Go ahead.
Giannis
Go ahead. Go off, son.
cemented
Talk.
himself as
50
the
points?
best playoff performance we have ever seen.
Explain.
What is there to explain?
Sorry, because I'm a fucking.
I dropped the mic. Nah, I'll explain it. So, look, I know if you're a sports fan and you're listening right now, you're like, what the fuck did you not watch? I want to say it was 2016 LeBron won when Kyrie hit that big shot.
I don't know.
I think it was 2016, you know. One of my fucking good friends talks about it all the damn time. He's like, LeBron, whatever. But this dude, Giannis, created... He just went to a different level. Like, he showed everyone, like, create your wall. I don't give a fuck about your wall. I got a jumper now. This dude can shoot threes. He's like, if he gets a jumper like KD-esque, greatest player of all time. No competition. He will become the greatest player of all time.
The excitement on your face.
Because he
If
has
only
one
I
of
knew.
the best stories. I'm always going to root for the
Tell me about the milkshake.
the milkshake.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
There's this one thing they keep referencing. Was it when he just got here to this country? He had a milkshake for the first time, and he tweeted about it.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, you know more than I do.
I just know that. Yeah.
But
Good for him, though. I had no idea that he.
no,
was,
it's bro. This dude came from the trenches of the trenches, and first off, he didn't start playing basketball until he was 12 years old. 12 years old.
Is he from Africa?
He's from Africa.
What part?
I don't know that
I
part.
thought it was maybe Nigeria.
He's from Africa, but they migrated to Greece, and he basically
right,
grew
he's
up
Greek,
in
right.
Greece.
Yeah.
So he's basically Greek, but his
But his
family...
nationality
his
is
family
Greece,
line
but
is-
his ethnicity is African.
Exactly. But the fact that he did it the right way, like, he has the best story ever. He could have went to any contender. Like, he's better than LeBron at this current moment, and even the biggest LeBron fan in Shannon Sharp, which if you watch Undisputed, you know who this is. Even Shannon Sharp said that at this current moment, he is better than LeBron. He's the best player in the planet right now.
Bro, you look so hot when you go off and shit, bro. You were just flowing, bro. You were just
Fucking
talking and
gay.
shit. You were just knowing. You knew exactly what you were
But
saying, bro.
It's because of the fact, because I love sports, but it's because of the fact that
Shannon,
he just created so many opportunities in this playoff to just show you all, like, I ain't no bitch. Like, I do this shit, and you can create any narrative you want about me, but at the end of the day, I stayed with my team that drafted me. I stayed with my team that drafted me, that took a chance on me, that brought me up from the G League, and I created a game for myself. And the best part to this story is that Kobe told him, win an NBA championship. And Kobe has passed away, as we all know, R.I.P. Much love, 24/8, whatever, whichever one was your favorite.
24/7.
Froby, fucking
Froby.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? But he told Giannis win an NBA championship, and Giannis completed that. And I was dying. I was dying when this shit happened. I wanted him to be like, at the end of his speech, like, you know, Kobe told me to do this, and I did it. I don't even think he remembered that Kobe told him. But the fact that he accomplished it just goes to show you the willpower of the Mamba mentality and what it brings. Because the Bucks were down 2-0 to the Suns, and everyone was like, Suns in 4, Suns in 4. And I was like, shut the fuck up. This is not going to happen the way you think it is. Because at the end of the day, it takes a certain level of luck at the same time. Like, there's preparation, there's skill, but luck at the same time, where you have to be so good to go, like, I don't know, let's say like 16-20, 16-23. This is the field goals, by the way. Like, you take 23 shots, you make 16.
Oh, okay.
You have to be so good to consistently do that. And the only player we've ever seen do that is Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant lost to who? To Giannis. And I know people are like, well, yeah, but his foot was on the line and he was 1 second away from ending the fucking Bucks, like, whole life. And I'm like, I completely agree with you. I get it. I understand it. But that's also where getting a championship requires luck. And if you think that luck is not a part of that, you need to really evaluate your life as a sports fan.
That's what I'm saying.
So anyways,
yeah.
Giannis is now the greatest player of basketball at this current moment. I love LeBron. Actually, I don't love LeBron, but I like LeBron. I'm a Laker fan, and the Lakers are going to win the championship this year, 100%. It's already concluded. Kawhi Leonard's not going to play until probably the playoffs. He's going to be mad rusty. So don't think, oh, well, Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers are going to win. Talking to you, Dad, because I know you watching. You tripping. Not going to happen. So, on top of that, the Lakers got Russell Westbrook. They got Malik Monk, who is a pretty damn good
Are we talking about the
scorer.
super team right now?
We're talking about the super team.
Because I hear a lot of criticisms
about
about
the only team that will beat the Lakers,
There's some,
is who? The man who just won a championship.
The Bucks. Bucks in 6. That's a great segue into another great legend that is moving on.
Oh, man.
Yeah, R.I.P. Messi
Yeah.
passed away the other day. It's crazy, dog.
R.I.P., dude. You know, at least he's able to leave $500,000 a week to his family. I think that's what he was
Here's
making.
the thing. Like, Messi leaving Barcelona is not as impactful because he's still going to be playing.
Indeed.
And it's just now too late. Like, Ronaldo did it right. He moved on, played with a couple different leagues.
See.
Like, he's motherfucking 36.
When was the last time
34.
Ronaldo won a Champions League?
That's a good fucking point. But I'm not our homie Chris, who probably could tell you more about that.
Yeah, he's a big Ala Madrid fan.
Yeah, but more of a Ronaldo. Well, regardless. Anyways, the fact that Messi leaving Barcelona is like, you know, it's not as big news as I thought it was going to be, because I kind of thought we all saw this coming, right? If you keep up. Last year he didn't want to be there anymore. Right, he did make that clear. He said, I don't want to be here.
I think the biggest news, sorry to interrupt you, but I think the biggest news about him leaving is how Aguero came out and said, I don't want to play for Barcelona then.
Okay.
Like, because you know they got Aguero.
Yeah.
And they have Griezmann.
Yeah.
Who are they going to put at right?
Dest?
No, Dest is going to play right back for sure.
Oh, they just bought someone. Who am I? No, I'm stupid.
They still have Coutinho,
I'm
right?
thinking, yeah, they do.
And they got Dembele.
And then Pedri,
Pedri.
Yeah, and then the other guy. I forget his name. I'm sorry. I know who, but I should know off the top of my head.
So I agree with you that it's not going to be as impactful, but it is. In my opinion, Messi should have retired, or he should have went to the Argentinian league, did it the way that Maradona did it. You know what I mean?
It's although just they can't pay his wages.
And they can't pay his wages, but if you love the game, then you adapt to a new lifestyle. And the fact that you make $500,000 a week, if you are broke and you can't fucking move to a new house or you can't afford to lose $200K in wages, you got me so fucked up.
Okay.
You have done a terrible time with your money management, Messi. If that is the case, I really hope it's not, because as a football fan, we all love you. You're
I hope you
easily
see
the
this,
greatest
Messi.
of all time.
Look, and it's not
Easy.
What I've
Ronaldo
heard.
fans.
What I've
easy.
heard is that, like, because I'm not super familiar with this topic, but I've heard that Spanish tax law is constantly changing, right?
Yeah.
So
indeed.
when you hear about motherfuckers in the news about evading taxes, a lot of the times it's because tax laws change so fast that these motherfuckers don't just keep up with their taxes and shit.
They're straight up saca la bolsita here.
They got saca la bolsita energy. What's happening is that apparently Spanish law says that to protect workers, like, you can't earn less than what you did before, right? So you can't go to
Right.
another job and earn less than what you did, or whatever, for the same amount of work that you did. So the idea is that, like, Messi can't take, even if he wanted to take a pay cut, he can't by law, apparently. Apparently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but this is Spanish tax law, right? Not, or workers law, whatever the law is. Not anything that I'm too familiar with, but that's what I've heard. Someone can fact check me on that. But I'm not, do you have anything else on Messi? Because I have, think, two more things I want to.
Yeah, I think PSG wins the next two
Oh,
Champions
dude,
League.
No, PSG is trash, dog.
No,
They're like a
they're
super
not,
team, bro.
though.
This is the same criticisms people give the Lakers, right? They've got this super team, but you don't see them pulling,
Yeah, so now I'm going to explain to you why they're not
Go ahead.
going to not. Well, yeah. The only way PSG doesn't win two Champions League, and it's all on this man, and granted he has proven that he can get to the finals of a Champions League, it's all on Pochettino. It's all on Pochettino.
That's crazy. Argentinian coach, in charge of Messi.
He's going to... The one thing I don't like about Pochettino, though, is that...
He's never won anything.
It's not that he's never won anything. He doesn't know how to attack like that. He uses more of a counter attack. But that's also the modern game of football. You know what I mean? So I don't know, because you have Mbappe, you have Neymar, and now you have Messi. You have the best front three in the game.
Yeah.
And even if you put Messi at center forward or you put him at cam, you still have one of the best teams, if not the best team,
In Europe, yeah.
in Europe. And if you don't win, it's all on coach. It has to be. It's all on the manager. How could it not be?
I don't
their
disagree with you,
defense-
because I've always talked about this,
Okay.
the idea that there's a certain level of responsibility that falls on the manager's decision to say, hey, this is who's playing, this is how we're playing, because they've got multiple.
But it's up to the
coaches.
players if they want to play, essentially. Is that what you're saying?
No,
Or to make
no.
mistakes or
It's
whatever?
it's because I think modern teams, right, like the ones who have money have multiple coaches,
Indeed.
right, for everything that they train in. But their general manager, right, being Pochettino, I think the responsibility now, something I think maybe we don't really dive into too much because we're just spectators.
Right.
The managers, they've got to make the decision for the starting roster, who's going to be starting, who's rotating, because you forget these players are humans. Like, if they're injured, he's got to rotate them out. They've got young players. Maybe they have to bring in other talent because their youth is just not up to par, or they're not fit enough to play. Yeah, I do agree with you that managers, they have a certain level of responsibility that we don't see because we pick on the players when they miss a penalty. For example, where was I not here when the Euro happened?
Oh, yeah, you're talking about when Saka missed the penalty.
And Sancho and Rashford.
Yeah, all of
them.
But Saka's the one who's getting the most blame for that shit.
Because he's the youngest, right?
You got me so fucked up. As an Arsenal fan, you weird-ass fucking football fans, I don't if you are a football fan. If not, you need to look into
just a bunch
this,
of
'cause
white,
it's
racist
just
English
weird
people.
as hell. First off, Sancho is not even proven. Respectfully, he's been playing in a farm league.
Shout out to
Bundesliga is
Sancho,
not that
Man United
goddamn
B.
good. It's really not. I mean, yeah, they've produced Lewandowski, and I think Lewandowski could be a world-class striker anywhere he goes easily.
That's a good point.
But they are, for the most part, they are a farm league. There's only 4 top teams, right? Just like the Spanish league. That's why, to a certain extent, when people say that the Premier League is the most exciting league, I agree with that.
Yes.
Because every team has a chance to win every game they play.
Yeah, there's a level
Every
of
team does.
Marcelo Bielsa's Leeds United is one team that I've been keeping my eye on because they play the modern game in such a beautiful manner.
Such a beautiful way.
So beautiful to watch them play. It's like their whole team is playing football. It's not just
they play for the manager. Like they really play
well,
to
yeah,
keep
and
his job
and
there.
Yeah.
And he's also the guy who mentored Pep. Like, you know what I'm
there's
saying?
like they've got a relationship that those
from
influences, and the person Pep was influenced by, Johan Cruyff,
Yeah.
the Barcelona guy who basically taught them everything they know, the total football philosophy, like all that stuff. Like it's just you see it come to fruition. Like everybody's got their own philosophy when it comes to playing football in certain leagues, but this is such a good team playing total football, and I really enjoy watching them play.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say about that?
I just want to say, Messi will win the Champions League these next 2 years. In FIFA, he's going to easily get a 97 card. And if they don't, then it's going to fall on the defense of PSG. But PSG is also pretty stacked.
Shout out to Sergio Ramos.
They have Sergio Ramos. Now they have Diallo,
Diego Dallo.
who looks really good.
Came from
They have Dalla, yeah. And then they got Florenzi. Who else? They got a Achraf Hakimi.
Oh, Hakimi, yes.
Hakimi.
They did get Hakimi.
And he just scored a gorgeous
I
goal.
didn't see the highlights.
Oh my god, bro. He touches it. He touches it, half volleys it. Pow, right past the keeper. And he was holding the guy off the entire time. It's a beautiful goal.
Dude.
Like it just goes to show you, it kind of pisses me off, and I'm sure it pisses you off, because for whatever reason, our clubs are out here buying these bum-ass motherfuckers who don't want to, like, take that risk to take that shot like Hakimi would. And I begged on my club's, like, YouTube all over. I was like, buy Hakimi. Buy Hakimi. He is a perfect. You could have traded Bellerin for Hakimi, and that shit would have been perfect. And these dumbass Anyways, I love sports. Clearly, you can see this is where my real passion comes out. I love doing this podcast with David every week.
Show, because we don't talk long enough for it to be a podcast.
Yeah, our show.
Just, yeah.
Do you have anything else?
I was just gonna say, good luck for Messi. Good luck to him. It was just, wasn't as impactful as I thought it was gonna be. Really, it was just like, oh, you're just moving on to a different club. Cool, you're still gonna be playing. It's not like you're retiring. I get it though. Barcelona's heritage, más que un club, más que un these nuts. Look,
Manchester United fan is just angry that he beat them in the Champions League.
I want CR7 to
himself.
come back. That would be great.
Just so you know.
So, we live in California. I should have brought this up when we were talking about Cuomo, Governor Cuomo, and his sexual harassment allegations and shit, grabbing titties. Well, Activision Blizzard, if any of you guys play video games,
yeah, that's wild.
the mainstream media does not cover this, but this is big news. For the past 2 years, they've been under investigation by the government, by the state of California.
Right.
Come to find out, these motherfuckers have a really bad toxic workplace over at Blizzard, Activision Blizzard. They don't just have a toxic work environment, but they have this culture based around like what they call frat culture.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm just like, it's a bunch of fucking nerds who didn't get into frats in college. That's why they're doing all this bullshit. Look, guys, I'm gonna make fun of nerds because we are nerds. So it's easy for me to say that these fools are nerds because they're not chasing pussy. But no, they are chasing pussy in the office.
Nerds are smart. We're geeks.
I thought geeks were smart. Nerds are the ones. No, nerds are the ones that
are smart. Geeks are the ones that are just into that
nerds
shit.
are smart, but they don't get any pussy. Geeks do. Look, this is why. Okay, so if you haven't heard about this,
also, by the way, because I was talking to my roommate about this, and he told me, because he used to work at Activision.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he helped make Black Ops 2.
That's what's up.
He told me that it was exactly like that at that time. So this has been going on for a very
remember,
long
it's been
time.
2 years of investigating them, and they've got allegations as far back as 2008 or whenever the merger, right, between Activision and Blizzard. It was. I think I'm on the nose about this right now. I think 2008, 2009. The guy who runs Activision, Bobby Shmurda or some shit. I forgot his last name. Bobby Kodak or Kodak or something.
I think it wasn't 2008, 2009. No, it had to be
2012.
Yeah, it had to be 2012.
You're right. Maybe it was 2012. It's like Obama was still in office.
2012, 2013, because I was still playing WoW at the time, and it was just straight Blizzard.
Yeah, so check it.
In 08.
Yeah, so basically, they had this game.
Shout out to all rogues.
They had that game.
Yeah.
They had this game where they would get drunk and crawl around the office picking out the hottest chicks.
There it is.
They even had a game.
You ever seen Grandma's Boy?
No, not a long time actually.
Okay. Do you have free time today?
Barely, yeah.
Barely? Or
yeah,
yes?
no, barely, yeah. Why?
Do you have 2 hours?
Why, you wanted to watch it?
I'm going to rent Grandma's Boy for us to watch, and you're going to be dying fucking laughing. We're going to talk about this next week.
No, yeah, we'll make plans to watch it, and then we can record and talk about it. Because basically, look, here's the thing.
Barely.
No, because I gotta go eat. I want to go eat and work out after this. You know, it's my workout.
All right, yeah. Go on.
Basically, Activision Blizzard has this toxic environment where they have been harassing women on a level that is just like really inappropriate. Inappropriate in general because you're at work, right? And again, it's a bunch of these fucking nerds who didn't chase pussy in college, who now work at a cool company, and the people they work with, they think it's cool to just like fuck around with them in the manner that is really inappropriate, right?
Yeah.
And there have been cases where women have reported these incidents and have done nothing about it, or have gotten pushed out. Yeah, or have gotten pushed out because HR was in on it, and they have this on record where HR would deliberately play like favoritism, right? It's really just, it sucks because
your boss is not your friend. HR is your friend.
Well, shit, you would expect them to be.
Sometimes actually, HR is not supposed to be your friend.
You would expect them to
but
be.
But if you can be friends with HR, then you get away with shit like that.
Yeah, and in a situation like this, it was just really fucked up because it's like it's been going on for a while. It's happening, and we know it happens all the time. Well, I don't want to just say we know it happens all the time, but it does happen, and it's really fucked up.
It does. I mean, if you think back to when we were kids, I mean, you know, at the time we didn't think it was sexual harassment.
We didn't. Yeah, we weren't defining these lines when we would like try to, you know, run up to girls or whatever.
Yeah, like smack her butt in the hallway or something like that. Like you didn't think of it like that.
Yeah.
But as an adult, as a more mature adult, you understand it more now, especially because there's also like there's a fine line. Yeah, there's a boundary to
and people's personal space. Like you don't just walk up to a girl under her blouse and grab her titty.
No, we never did that.
Yeah, no, but Governor Cuomo did.
Yeah, I'm aware.
And that's the thing. It's like there is no thing. It's fucked up. This shit had been going on for 2 years, and they like are now prosecuting them. They're taking them to civil or whatever. It's crazy, dog. Like, yeah, like that's not even the least of things going on in the world. Are you familiar with the BlackRock Corporation?
Negative.
Their workers have been on strike for the past 4 months.
Yeah.
4 months, and not a single person in the mainstream media has talked about it. Not a single outlet. But the independent media that I keep up with, they did.
How are they still operating?
Here's the thing. BlackRock has been buying up all the homes across America 50% above asking price.
Wow.
50%. Outbidding any regular ass person.
Who the hell owns BlackRock?
BlackRock is a company that actually has subsidiaries all over the world. They've been around since the early 1900s, dog. Bro, this corporation is so huge, they have their hand in just about everything around the world.
Illuminati.
I know, right? The worst part is that they're buying all these homes above 50% asking price. Who the fuck is going to compete with them, right?
Yeah, nobody can.
Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but with the eviction moratorium ending and landlords not being able to afford the mortgages on the properties they own, who comes by and bails them out? Nobody. But you know what the government does? They'll bail out the big banks the moment they hand out too many fucking mortgages that people can't pay back. Or they'll bail out the fucking airline companies. Boeing, Raytheon. Those motherfuckers make billions of dollars off war crimes. Billions. Boeing laid off 10,000 employees during the pandemic, only for them to get bailed out with $2 trillion. And now they're trying to get back to normal. by mandating not only vaccines for all workers, but it's either you work with us and get vaccinated or you don't and you move on. It's like, whoa, what the fuck? Where's this choice at? Like, it's fucked up.
Well,
there's no. Well, sorry, I got sidetracked. Basically, they aren't bailing out middle America, the landlords, the people who need it. But the moment a bank says I can't afford to pay my debt off, the government is like, oh, don't trip, dog. I got you right here. Here's a check for $4 trillion. Let's make this go away. The point I'm trying to make here is that I just want to make you guys aware because we're running a little short on time already. And I'll let him talk after I'm done with my thoughts on BlackRock and the idea that eventually you won't be able to you won't be able to own a home. I'm not saying that's the reality, but we're getting damn near close, right? If you can't afford a home for this idea that you want to have maybe a family,
that's why you gotta buy land. This is why you just buy land and
Bill Gates bought all the farmland.
Home.
Motherfucker bought 29 million acres of land, farmland.
Yeah.
Right? Motherfucker's trying to block out the sun. He wants to be the World Health Organization on his own, while all the time he's trying to get Jeffrey Epstein to help him win a Nobel Prize, giving him advice on how to get a divorce from his wife. What the fuck?
Hey, man. The company that you surround yourself with is how you either live in a good environment or you don't. Obviously.
Do you want to own a home someday?
Yeah, I would love to.
Me too, bro. I would love to start a family.
But I'm telling you, my plan is to live in the mountains. So I'm just going to buy some land and then build. Because once it's my land, you can't tell me shit.
Honestly, I don't know about that, bro. It's not like you have to pay property taxes.
I don't pay property taxes.
You know, everybody I talked to in Mexico, they all gave me the impression that they don't like coming to the States because you have to pay for everything here.
Right.
And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, we have a certain standard of living. You turn the water on and it's hot. You turn the electricity on and it always turns on. Like, you know, like here we have certain infrastructure. See, like this it all comes back around, you know, it's all connected.
But that's like what you said, right? That comes down to lifestyle. Like when you're born in Mexico and you don't have hot water like that, you don't know the difference.
Yeah.
So you don't care.
Yeah.
Essentially. Until you go to, you know, you come here, you go on vacation, and all of a sudden there's like hot water instantly. There's electricity everywhere. There's not bugs in your house or where you're
constantly
staying.
Bothered by flies or fucking mosquitoes.
Yeah, you know, it's a different climate, whatever, right? Like at the end of the day, I mean,
yeah, no, guys, look.
it speaks for itself.
We love having fun on this show. We love talking about things we enjoy. But sometimes, like after the past 3 weeks, like it's such a good break. Like I feel like we came back stronger.
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
I didn't want to do this episode.
He didn't want it. He says he woke up on the wrong side. He didn't even wake up. He didn't go to sleep. He told me.
Yeah, it was a rough night.
Shit, I know, right? Not enough lube or what?
Not enough lube.
Sorry. Yeah, no, like he didn't want to do it today. I'm like, come on, let's go.
That's a good one.
I was like, come on, can we just like, let's go take a walk. Let's, you know, chill, get it warmed up. But look, we really do appreciate you guys tuning in every week.
So let's go be one with nature.
Let's go be one with nature.
Like the fuck?
Let's go to Joshua Tree.
Oh, I love.
I do want to go. I have never been.
You should go.
Right now, I have so much energy to do things because when I was in Mexico, I swear, bro, all I did was go travel with my cousin because I'm not used to traveling. I don't like traveling.
I'm not used to getting up.
Exactly. But dude, my newfound love for family, like what my rediscovered love for family and like enjoying and spending time with them, I feel like I'm motivated to get up in the morning.
I love that.
Dude, it's the strangest thing. Like I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get up because there's like a bunch of people and like my family's here and it's like I don't want to be looked at like the fucking dude who sleeps in all the time. Which I am known for that because they all know that I like to sleep a lot. I don't give a fuck though. It's kind of funny.
They don't know you for that.
Nah, they do, bro.
They don't know.
They know me. They're like, yeah, David, you take a long time. You take a long time in the bath. You take a long shits, and you like to sleep in. I mean, they think I'm lazy.
You are lazy. Yeah. They don't think you're lazy. You are lazy. Well, yeah, that's okay though.
No, the problem is that they think I'm lazy, but they don't know that I am lazy. Right? There's a difference because like when you make assumptions about somebody, you're just like, oh, this person's a fucking, you know, lazy bum. But when the person is like, oh yeah, I know they're a lazy bum, it's less about, oh, that's just who they are. And I mean, it's more about that's just who they are and less about, oh man, this person needs to change their ways, you know?
There it is.
You know, guys, come on, look, thank you so much.
Yeah, on that note.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for, you know, seeing this. This is officially episode 20.
Official 20, yes.
Official 20.
We've recorded like 30.
we've had
my dumbass is not. We're still learning the process of becoming whatever this is.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're 1/5 of our way to 100 episodes. So when we get there,
that's
you know,
a nice way of looking at it. 1/5.
Yeah.
Hey,
I do a little math from
1/5.
time to time. I got a little
Damn,
smart.
dude. Yeah, guys, look, and if you guys really do enjoy it, go ahead and like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you want to hear more of our sexy voice, please go back and check out our other videos. The past couple episodes have been on fire. This one's another banger. Peace.
Peace.